Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to another Why We Play the Game questionnaire. I don't know. I've been thinking about this for a while, especially in light of yesterday's video where I'm getting ready to run. I didn't bring it up here with me. Barrows in Borderlands. On a scale from 0 to 11. How much Gonzo is too much Gonzo for you guys? 0 being none whatsoever. Don't be mixing your peanut butter with my chocolate. To 11, anything goes. The more the merrier. Bring it on. You know the rest of the thing. So, I'm a big fan. But a lot of people think Gonzo is always just sci-fi fantasy mixture. When in fact it's a combination of not just genre mixing, but other things, a kind of a not giving a crap attitude about certain things, as well as breaking the fourth wall, like in when Deadpool and other characters talk to the audience. And back in my day, it was Mickey Dolenz talking to the audience, but I'm getting ready to run Barrows in Borderlands, and in doing so, I need to know, not just from my prospective players, what's too much, how much science fiction do you want with your fantasy, how much horror, how much western, how much mystery, etc. Because a good RPG, in my opinion, and others out there believe it's roughly a third exploration, a third combat, and a third role playing, just interaction with NPCs and each other and things like that. And so I'm making a checklist and checking it twice, and just dropped my pen. So I'm coming up with ideas for a Barrows in Borderlands game. And for those of you guys out there who are already playing, I gotta get my pen. I need my pen. I'm dying without my pen. Matt and all the other guys over there on the Barrows in Borderlands Discord server, please chime in and let me know what you guys think. How much is too much? Because the game, that game in itself is one part Dungeons and Dragons, probably BX, one part Gamma World, one part Solomon Kane, and one part Ancient Aliens, maybe. I'd have to ask Matt how he would break it down, but that's the impression I'm getting. And there's a whole lot of stuff. Are there things that are just unwelcome in your Gonzo genre mixing games? I know a lot of people are not big fans of, believe it or not, of all things superheroes, and the superhero like the Marvel and DC universe are probably the most Gonzo universes that we know of, fictional universes, of course, that have ever been created, as far as I can tell. Maybe Dying Earth is up there. It's pretty crazy. Gamma World, of course. John Carter of Mars was there, but it kind of is really just 2 or 3 genres mixed, not much more. Maybe you could throw in the post-apocalyptic, but I think that's kind of not really. I don't know. Again, throw some comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. What don't you want to see in a Gonzo game? Like a good one was the old Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. That one did not go over as well as they thought it would. I've heard nothing but complaints about it. Players being upset that they go to investigate a dungeon and it ends up being a starship. And it was obvious from the minute they walk in that that's what's going on. And they were like, we don't want to do this, don't want this, or don't want that. Where other people, when they're playing hard sci-fi, they don't want any psionics or any ancient mysticisms or the Force or things like that. What are your red lines in the sand, folks? Help me out here so that I could, kind of eliminate some things that I might be thinking about in the way of adding to my upcoming campaign with the guys playing Barrels and Borderlands next year. And until then, folks, keep an open mind. Don't take anything too seriously. This is, after all, a game of make-believe. And as my old man used to say, if you're going to dream, dream big. And that's what I'm intending on doing for my fellow players at the Barrels and Borderlands game. Until then, folks, see you in the funny papers.